Hi everybody. Okay, videos are coming thick and fast because there is a lot to catch up on, a lot to do and a lot to talk about. I'm truly feeling like I'm in some kind of Neverland, alternate universe where my truth, the truth, and other people's truth are just not crossing paths. Worst is that when I look at who is saying what, I really felt that I was losing my mind. So about 2 days ago, I thought, let me get this sorted out. Maybe I just missed something. I was so perplexed that I did not bother to even ask my usual contributors to help me or ask them for their help. No, I thought, let me get this sorted out myself, at least until I fully understand what is going on, and that is what I did. Okay, I'm talking about Harry's security again. So, I know many of you are sick of this because we all know what the hierarchy looks like. First, Charles gets what Charles wants, and then Harry gets what Harry wants. Now, please keep that in mind as I proceed. Having said that, I'm sick of the public being lied to. I'm sick of Buckingham Palace's lies and these supposed leaks, which are now 100 times worse than it was before the Queen died. And I'm sick of other creators smirking, knowing they are talking utter garbage. But, they have bigger channels, they are semi-celebrities, so what is someone like me going to do about it? And their faces actually tell you those exact words, those smirks. What are you going to do about it? Okay, I'm earning YouTube money, I'm earning myself some money. Who the heck are you? Well, I am going to bring the truth, whether it is to 10 people, 10,000, or 10 million people. I truly do not care. Okay, on this side, I do make mistakes as well, but I honestly try not to come out here and willfully and knowingly lie to you. Anyway, carrying on. A number of YouTubers have come out and said that Harry is not going to get full security, that it is all over, that he has been turned down, heading and titles like Harry's security drama, and on and on and on it goes. But then, just the next day, I read that Harry will be getting full security when he visits next month. Huh? What? Have I missed something? Am I wrong? Am I delusional? Where is it coming from? What is going on? So it would be nice, if I knew everything, and it would be nice if I had the confidence to think I knew everything. But unfortunately for me, unfortunately for you, I had to take the time to find out. So I consulted a real insider, a non-bullshitter, and someone who has nothing to lose or gain by telling the truth. Nothing. It's his job to know these things, and that is it. No media, no fame, no money goes into play at all. So I'm going to go through the conversation and what I learned. Firstly, I wanted to know why everyone is again talking about Harry's security. I have not seen anything of significance in terms of a statement of sorts from Rabeck, the Met Police, the Palace, or the government. All I know and all my insiders know is that Harry's appeal was turned down last year, and that he wrote to first Yvette Cooper and then Shabana Mahmood, and that he, at the very least, got the review he wanted. His first security review since 2019. And from there on out, crickets, nothing. One of my subscribers made a phone call. Well, it took her 3 phone calls, and was told by the Met Police's media liaison that royal security, any security, is between them and the Duke, and that they do not owe the public or the media any explanation. Okay, so nothing official, but then we saw Harry the last time he was in Britain, I think September last year, with police security, and we saw him in Ukraine with security which was not his own private security. So we go ahead and we make an assumption, namely that he has some arrangement for royal security, which he has. He just has to give 28 days notice to get it. But guys, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Knowing all of this, I found it baffling that some royal reporters and some somewhat credible YouTubers were gleefully announcing that it's all over and that Harry will not get the security he wants, and so forth and so forth. And I keep asking, when did that happen? Where was I? What did I miss? Well, it appears nothing. Now here is the intelligent, truthful narrative I received. The reason why, now I'm quoting, okay? The reason why Harry's security is back in the headlines is because it did not end with his court defeat. As the legal track closed for him, a separate administrative and political track opened up behind the scenes, leading to the review you mentioned. Following his Court of Appeal challenge loss in May 2025, Harry bypassed the courts. Later in the year, he wrote directly to Justice Secretary Shabana Mahmood and forced a fresh, comprehensive risk assessment by ROVEC. So, okay guys, so far I had it right, 100%. The assessment, his first full security evaluation since 2019, logged his threat profile at the highest level. Now, okay, that I did not know. Now, did you know that? Does any of the royal experts know that? I asked you because I didn't know that. Whether we believe it or not, I believe that they logged his threat profile as high. I believe what this person is telling me. That's not what I'm not believing. What I'm not believing is the reason behind why they found him at a high risk. Because you will see as I carry on, okay? The reason why Harry's security is talked about now is because the results of the review have caused a stark division inside the UK government. Now please listen up, YouTubers. I did the work, so listen nicely so you can go report it as your own work. Okay, I don't mind. You can even go brag 6 months down the line that you were the first to report it. I don't care, as long as you report or repeat it accurately and truthfully. Okay? Moving on. The security chiefs, namely police and heads of intelligence, are reportedly arguing that, based on the current data and extant threat levels, Harry must have automatic taxpayer-funded protection reinstated when on British soil. The political side, government officials, are pushing back hard, terrified of the public and political backlash of granting state-funded round-the-clock security to a non-working royal living abroad. Now again, I'm going to interject here and give you a bit of a shortened version of what I received. One of the things which crops up in the documentation is the story that a known stalker, in inverted commas, managed to breach a secure zone and get within feet of Harry on 2 separate occasions. In their words, not mine, this gives Harry's team concrete evidence that the current bespoke case-by-case system is not working. I just hope that Sussex team member got paid enough for this stunt. Never mind. Moving on. Then they are also using this. Additional recent security threats targeting other non-working royals, like the security scare near Andrew's residence, have intensified the debate over where the state's duty of care begins and ends. End of quote. The decision-making process is currently at a critical standstill. With major UK events on the horizon, the Home Office is under intense pressure to finalise a ruling that balances genuine security threats against political optics. Okay, so I mentioned YouTubers and royal experts saying Harry will not get full 24/7 royal security again, and the media saying he will have full security in July. So here's the reply. You are witnessing a classic media briefing war where different factions are leaking completely opposite narratives to serve their own agendas. Now come on guys, isn't that exactly what I spoke about in my previous video? The short answer is nobody has a definitive official answer yet, because Ravik is still actively in the middle of the review. Again folks, okay, that is part of the answer I received. But my question is, why is Ravik taking 5 to 6 months to come up with a decision? With all due respect to the person who kindly laid all of this out for me, I'm not sure I actually believe this. Again, I believe that what he tells me, he believes to be true. That is the official narrative. Okay? But whatever is going on behind closed doors, nobody knows. Not Neil Shaw, not Dan Witten, not Lauren, not me, nobody. Nobody. Because officially it is still under review. And it could be under review for the next 10 years. Okay? But officially, nobody knows. Moving on. The confusion is entirely manufactured by different sides trying to manifest their preferred outcome. Now, how many times have we seen this? How many times have we spoken about this? And for instance, how many times have we actually seen Meghan Markle doing this? Manifesting. Anyway, according to the expert, who is saying it is over. Harry is not getting the security he desires. The traditional tabloid royal commentators and so-called palace experts. This group is more concerned about how it will look. They think by declaring it over, they can pressure the government not to cave to Harry and Meghan, but they are ignoring or prefer to ignore the letter to Shabana Mahmood and the review. And I personally would add the fact that not Ravik, the Met, or the palace has indeed said a word, like I just said. Then there are those who say that he has or he will get his full security in July. Now this comes from mainstream broadsheets and some entities close to the security apparatus. Their narrative is being driven by actual intelligence and police chiefs on the Ravik panel. From a pure clinical risk management perspective, the threat assessment for Harry has spiked. Security officials do not care about politics or family drama. They care about the nightmare scenario of a high-profile incident happening on British soil. They are briefing that Harry must be protected during his upcoming visit to ensure public safety. The flaw here, and with this kind of narrative, is that this group presents it as a finalized deal for all future visits. Okay, a government source made it very clear to the Times regarding the 2026 review, and then my source quotes, claims that a decision is already nailed on, seem like an attempt to manipulate the media. The review is still very much ongoing, end of quote. Now, as you guys can see, there's no middle road with clickbait media. It is either Harry's getting full security. Yes, he will, for the Invictus thing in July. But it does not mean that it's permanent. Although I personally, in my opinion, believe he has or he will get it permanently. Okay? That is what I believe. Or the clickbait media will shout out, he failed to get his upgrade, which is a real title or heading which I took out of somewhere. Okay. Which of course endangers Harry. It does. It raises his security profile, you idiots, by saying something like that. I mean, not thinking that by saying Harry will not or does not have 24/7 security may very well increase his chances of being attacked by whatever, some kind of fanatic. And finally, this bloke said, they are looking at two sides of the same coin and spinning it to fit their respective audiences. And my friends, I could not agree more. So there you have it. And let me say this loud and clear, so everyone, those lurking in the shadows, can also hear. I am personally sick of lies emanating from Buckingham Palace, and I'm sick of the over-dramatic, false and fake narrative from a certain number of YouTube creators. Stop lying to the public, whether you are Palace or a YouTube creator. Stop it. Okay, guys, enough. There's still a lot to come, a lot to talk about. So, until the next one, please take good care of yourselves, stay vigilant, and stay safe. Bye.